Hello everybody, welcome to Tuesday Yoga. For today's class, you might want to grab a block or pillow that you have close by if you have one of those, or towel that you can roll up into a support for your hips. We'll be opening our hips today a little bit more. Yep. And whenever you're ready, we'll start in a child's pose today. So get yourself on your mats. And again, this is a time where you can use your roll up towel, a pillow, or the block, and put it between your hips and your heels. So I'm not sure. Hopefully the music is good. You can hear it. If not, that's okay too. All right, so let's get started. Your knees can be wide, or you can have them close together. Let yourself nice and long. Stretch your arms forward. Relax your forehead on the mat, and the hands relax as well. You can keep your hands up forward, or you can bring them around by your legs. Just relax here. We'll be here for about 10 rounds of breath. I want you to really pay attention to your breath instead of thinking what's happening or what's going to happen next. Just breathe in and out through your nose. Belly is expanding in every direction like a balloon. Trying to make our breath long and smooth. How about another 4 rounds of breath? Trying to aim to get our inhales 4 beats long. Or longer if you can. One last breath. And then slowly push your hips up and into a tabletop. We're gonna curl our toes under, sit back on our heels, and lift the knees off the floor. And we're gonna hover here for a moment, spreading the fingers wide. And when ready, gently push yourself into downward dog. Paddling the feet. Trying to spread your fingers wide. Push both heels down to the floor. Push your hips up towards the ceiling. And on your next exhale, bring your body weight forward into a plank. Maybe walk your feet. Hold your plank. And then bend knees back down to the floor. Push back, keeping your curling toes curled under. Just push back. We'll go one more time. So coming a little bit off forward. Knees hover. Pull in the belly. And whenever ready, push back into the downward dog. Paddle those feet. One at a time, pushing the heel. Or push both. And on your next exhale, body weight comes forward into the plank. You can adjust your toes if you need to. Hold one more breath. And then knees down to the floor. and sit back. You're gonna anchor the toes and push our body back into the tabletop. Opening our knees wide, toes touching together. A little warm up. Hands come more to the center. And on your next inhale, you're gonna push your body weight onto your left hand and inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, come back down. One more time, inhale, open up. And this time you're gonna exhale, hand slides under, and you place your shoulder onto the floor, hips are high. Readjust your left hand, and you gently twist. Maybe one more intensity, feel free to lift the left hand off the floor and reach towards the ceiling. You can also bend the elbow and bring it behind your back. Let's stay here for 3 rounds of breath. And gently bringing the left hand back to the floor. And as you exhale, push yourself up. One more time on an inhale, we're going to open to the side. And exhale back down. I'm going to sit back and circle your wrist a little, give it a little break. And then we come back up. We're going to repeat on the other side. So inhaling, the left hand comes up. Inhale, open. Exhale, lower down. 2 more rounds of breath. Inhaling, opening, twisting. And the third time, we're going to come through underneath the hand. Reach further. Place the shoulder on the floor. Hips are high. The right hand can stay on the floor. Or you would like to reach it up and twist more into that shoulder. Hand can always go behind your back. Last breath. Opening the hand, bringing back to the floor. And then exhale, you push yourself back up. Place the hand more center and inhale, twist last time. Opening, exhaling down. Perfect. Sit back into a child's pose for a moment. And then we're going to push back up into a tabletop. We're going to bring the knees together. We're going to lift through the left leg, lifting it up in the air. Keeping the knee bent. Trying to keep the hips squared. We're going to start circling that leg, so that hip. So bring the knee in underneath you, open it to the side, and come back up. Try not to move into your lower back at all. Pull in the belly, keep that core and spine straight here. Pull it in. Let's go 2 more circles. And then you will reverse. So keeping the knee bent. Make your circle as big or as small as you need to. Just gently warming up through that hip. And last one. Keeping the knee in the air. We're going to shift the weight forward and bring the foot between our hands. You can move the back knee a little bit further back so you feel a nice stretch through the front of your right hip. Hold it here. You can stay down here with your hands, or you can lift yourself up. Hands on your thigh. Nice straight back. Lean into it. Feel the stretch. Breathe. We're gonna exhale, shift our body weight back and sit gently onto our legs, onto our back. We'll hold it here for a moment. Last breath. We're gonna inhale, come back up this way. Exhale, come back. Straightening the front leg, sitting towards the back heel. Go 2 more times. Inhale. If you need anything underneath your knee, feel free to put a pillow there or a blanket if you have one, or a towel. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. And this time you're going to stay up here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale and come down to the floor. You're going to ankle the back toes, lift into a lunge. Inhale, lift. Let those hips go down. Exhale, lower down. Step the front foot back into nice plank. Knees come down. Come back into a child's pose. And you might notice a difference from one hip to another. When we open up through one, you might feel a little bit more space or maybe less tension. Then we come back into that tabletop. This time we're going to work our right leg. So pull in the belly button, straighten that spine. You could actively push your palms into the floor so you feel gentle roundedness around the shoulder blade area. They're coming apart. Bring the right leg in. And then gently open it to the side and start the circles. You'll do 5 in each direction. Move with your breath. So slow and as big as you like, or as big as your body allows you to do today. Once you do 5 one direction, change the direction, go the other. Keep actively pushing into the floor through your palms like you're trying to lift yourself off. Once you finish all of those, lift the leg up and gently swing it forward and place it between your hands. You can either move the back knee back or you can move your toes, front toes forward a little bit. I want you to be really leaning forward so you feel the stretch through the front here and your hip. You can stay here with your hands on the floor. If you like, you can lift up. You're still leaning forward, breathe. Last 2 breaths, really lean into it. Allow the body to open up. One more inhale here, and as you exhale, shift your weight back. Take your toes off the floor and sit back towards your heel. Breathe. Let's stay here for another 4 rounds of breath. And then on your next inhale, shifting the body weight forward. You can add the hands to it by inhale, a little bit of back bend. Exhale, come back forward and shift your body back. 3 more rounds of this at your own time. So match the movement to your breath. Next time you're up forward, you're gonna stay here. Inhale, elbow back, bend. Exhale, hands come to the floor. You anchor your toes and lift into that high lunge. Whenever you're ready, inhale, both arms come up. Sink down into that lunge. Last breath. And exhale, hands come to the floor. You step your foot back into the plank. And this time we're going to come down to the floor onto our belly through either chaturanga, or you can place your knees down first. Shifting your weight forward, place the knees down and lower to the floor. We're going to inhale into a cobra. Squeeze your glutes, look up, shoulders down, away from your ears. Exhale, lower down. Let's do 2 more rounds of breath. So inhale, squeeze, lift. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. And push yourself one more time. Inhale into that cobra upward dog. And exhale into downward dog. Paddle your feet. Fingers are spread wide. The inside of your elbows is trying to look up towards the ceiling. So rotate those shoulders. And then slowly walking your hands towards your feet. And relax. Allow everything to hang in here. You can step on your hands or your fingers if you like. You can hold on to your elbows. Let the head go. Last 2 breaths. And then slowly bring yourself all the way up to standing. You can either roll or lift and exhale down. You're gonna inhale, both arms come up. And as you exhale, you fold forward, straighten those backs, push the hips back. Inhale, slide the fingertips towards your knees, straighten the back. Exhale, lower down and walk your hands forward into the plank. You're gonna stay here and shift our weight forward, but bring the elbows and knees can come down if needed. Lower down to the floor. Inhale into that cobra upward dog. Exhale into downward dog. This time, right leg lifts in the air. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, lift it back up. And this time we're gonna bend the knee and open the hip up. Breathe. Last breath. And stretch the leg out. And then bring the leg forward all the way. We're gonna walk our foot wide. You're gonna come down between, next to your foot, both hands inside. And you can stay here and be here into lizard. You can start slowly inching down towards the mat with your forearms. You can use the block. The legs stay straight in the back. If you need to, feel free to do uncurl it and come down this way. But if you can stay off the knee, let's stay here for 3 more breaths. And then slowly coming off your forearms, bringing the foot back center, hands on each side of your foot. We're gonna inhale into that lower high lunge. Exhale down, step back into the plank and push back into a downward dog. Pushing back. This time we'll right leg, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee in. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, bring it back up. And this time we're opening through the knee, through the hip. So bending the knee, opening the side. Hold for 2 more breaths. And then slowly straightening the leg out. Bring the knee forward and step your foot back. Walking your foot wide. And sink down. Again, if you need to place the knee back, knee down, feel free to do that. You come onto your forearms. You can use the block, depending how flexible you are today in your hips. Three more breaths. And then slowly coming out. Use the block to the side. Walk your foot back center. If your knee is on the floor, lift it up as you inhale into a high lunge. Exhale down. Step your foot back into the plank. Knees down. And push yourself into a child's pose. Few nice deep breaths. Forehead on the floor, you're reaching forward so you stretch through your armpits here. 2 more rounds of breath. And we slowly walk our hands closer to our knees, curling the toes under. We're gonna push ourselves onto our toes and then slowly straighten the legs out into a forward fold. Last breath. And on your next inhale, either coming up with a straight back or slowly rolling up to standing. Exhale, hands come down. Let's work ourselves back to the front of our mats. We're gonna inhale, both arms come up. And as you exhale, bring them down to the center of your heart. Lift the left leg off the floor. And we're gonna stepping back into warrior two. So I want you to turn the toes out completely. Making sure your outer edge of your outside foot is, the inside, the inner arch and your front heel are in the same line. Sink deep into that front leg. You are nicely centered, hands come up. You look over. I want you to, here we're gonna work on our inner thighs here a little bit. So I want you to pretend that you're trying to slide your front heel and the inner arch of your back foot together. Like you're trying to come to the center. Engaging those inner thighs. Pull, everything's coming here towards your center of your body. Hold. Perfect. And on the next exhale, straighten the front leg. Turn the toes forward. You're gonna have both toes coming forward. We're gonna bring our hands behind our backs. Interlace our fingers here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull in the belly. And as you exhale, fold forward, straight back. And then allow the hands to just come up wherever they can. Hold for another 4 rounds of breath. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then lower the hands down, straighten the back, nice. Straight back, coming back all the way up. We're going to turn the left foot in, align our heel with the inner arch of the back foot. Maybe walk your front foot a little bit further so you can sink down into it. Again, stretching first. Pulling the belly, tucking in the tailbone. Inhale, hands are reaching. Now we're going to add the pull. So the front heel is tractioning towards the back foot, and your back foot is trying to come forward. Engage. It's like someone trying to lift you. You feel that lift through the center. Look over your front head. And breathe. Last 2 breaths. Allowing the hands to come down. Toes come forward. Walk yourself to the center of your mat. Perfect. So we'll do balancing pose before we come into our final pose of pigeon. We're going to stretch a little bit more through the outer hip here. So you can use a wall if you need support. And if you're okay, just crossing the right ankle over the left knee. You want to pull in the belly, you want to squeeze the glute. And we're going to lower ourselves down. Keeping the knee, pushing the knee away. If you can go low enough, you can either place your elbows on your leg and just push through that right elbow down so your knee is being pushed. Or if you feel even more confident, you can start going down onto the floor with your fingertips. Really deep stretch. Breathe. 4 more rounds of breath. And slowly come out. Release the leg. We'll go to the other side. You want to ground through your right foot. Bring the ankle over. You can stay up here if you like, or just keep pushing the knee away so you feel the stretch. And then if you're ready, you can start bending into that standing leg. Hands can be wherever you want them to be. I like to push on my knee with my elbow to deepen that stretch. Breathe. Remember, you can always go down with those fingers if the body allows. Four more rounds. And then slowly raise yourself back up. Release. Beautiful. Let's walk ourselves back to the back of our mats. You're going to make your way down. So inhale, both arms come up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, fingertips towards your knees, straighten the back. Exhale, lower down, walk your hands forward into that plank. Elbows tucked in, shift your weight forward. You can add the knees down, lower to the floor. Inhale into that cobra, upward dog. Exhale into the downward dog. Let's bring our knees back to the floor, into a tabletop. And this is when you want to have your block or your pillows or towels ready. We're going to bring the right foot forward again. But this time, you're going to try to place the knee down onto the floor. And then the foot is coming towards the outside. So we're going into a pigeon. You can use the block to support your hip. And what we're trying to do is having the hips facing the floor. So don't be open like this to the side. See if you can square those hips forward. Can be intense. If you find this is not give you enough stretch, what you need to do is try to align your shin with the front of your mat. So if you have your foot completely straight like this, and then try to square your hips, you might feel a little bit more stretch. If you're ready, lower yourself to the floor, you can stay up. And we're gonna stay here for 6 rounds of breath. Long breath. Last breath. And then slowly come on up. We stay here for another 4 rounds of breath. And for those ones who are very flexible or want to try a little bit more, you can try grabbing your back foot into a pigeon, king pigeon pose. You can pull that foot towards you so you feel nice stretch. Last 2 breaths. You don't have to, this is optional. You can always use straps as well. And then gently releasing the leg. Coming onto your hands and your knees, get the block from underneath you, and then shift your foot back. Maybe a little bit of wiggle side to side of your hip, or some circles, whatever feels nice. And then get ready for the other side. So if you need to use your blocks, have it ready. Step your left foot forward, and then slowly start inching your knee towards the floor. Oh, straight. Block underneath your hip for some support. And again, the straighter or the more parallel to your front of your mat your shin is, the more intense it will be. Trying to square the hips. And then come down onto the floor. Let's just breathe. It's going to take about 8 breaths now here. So nice long inhale, exhale. You can support your forehead on your 2 fists if you make fists on top of each other. Trying to relax into the pose as much as possible. Last breath. And slowly walk yourself up here. We'll stay here for another 4 breaths, and this is the time where you can grab your back foot and pull it in. But only if available. And slowly releasing. And come out of the pose, whichever way it seems like you can do it. And once again, once you're out, you can wiggle your hips side to side or do some hip circles. And we're going to make our way down onto the floor. Let's go onto our backs. We did a lot of opening through the hips, so let's do a little bit of a constructive rest here. So feet are as wide as your mat. I'll let those knees fall in. Closing your eyes. So feet are wide, knees are touching the center. You're turning your palms up towards the ceiling. I will take another 5 breaths. Bring the knees back apart. Roll your feet together. We're going to do a little bit of a bridge here. So bring your heels closer to your hips. Hands are next to your body. Maybe you can walk your feet slightly wider than your hips. Not too much though. Allow the knees to gently fall open, not completely into bar, but just gentle opening through your hips. Squeezing your glutes, and we're going to lift up into a bridge on an inhale. And an exhale, slowly lower down. Let's do this 7 more times, so 7 more breaths. So go as slow as your breath. Squeezing the glutes as you go. Squeeze as hard as you can. On your last 8 one, I want you to hold it up. Squeeze and hold. Bring those knees in and walk your feet closer together. Now your toes are forward. Your knees are right above your feet or above your toes. You squeeze your glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, hold. You're going to extend the right leg up and hold. And then lower. And then the left. And then lower. Last lift through the hips. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. And we're going to turn on our side here. And you can have your hands straight out, or you would like to support your head. Whichever way works better for you. We're going to bend our knees. Both knees are bent. One leg, the top leg comes forward. And then we're going to grab the back foot and pull the heel towards our bum. Pull, pull, pull. A little bit of stretch. You should feel the stretch into your front of your thigh. So pull that knee backwards a little bit more and pull the heel towards your chest. Last breath. And gently releasing your foot. Straightening the leg. And we're going to turn over to the other side. So make your way around. Or just simply turn the other way. Straight body. Knees are bent. The top leg comes forward. And then you reach for the back foot. And pull it in towards your, so heel towards your bum. And push the knee a little bit further back. We need more stretch, feeling it in our thigh. Breathe. And last breath. And gently releasing. And both feet up and push yourself. That's just it. We're going to come into a deer pose. So we're gonna angle ourselves so our body is facing the front of the mat. The front leg, the front shin should be parallel to the front of your mat. The back foot should be nice and 90-degree or so in your knee as well. And we're sitting nice and tall here. You're gonna face the front of our front leg. And as you exhale, we come down forward. You can reach your hands far forward. Forehead touching the floor. Last breath. And slowly move your hands. Sit nice and tall here, and as we exhale, we're going to twist. So we're going to twist away from the front left. Nice tall body, twist and move. Coming back center. Let's bring those legs to the front. If you need a little bit of side to side movement, feel free to do that. And we're going to settle into the other side. So again, your front leg is nice and parallel to the front of your mat. And you try to sit as tall as you can. Facing the front leg, we're going to lower ourselves down to the floor. Breathe. Forehead can come to the floor. Last breath. And slowly draw yourself up. Sit nice and tall here. Inhale, and as you exhale, twist away from the front. You can use the back leg to help you twist. Nice tall body. And so come back center. Okay. Lean back, bring your feet in front and gentle side to side twist. We'll finish with a nice stretch through our inner thighs here. So we'll spread our legs wide. Again, they don't have to be too wide, whatever's comfortable. Sit nice and tall. You can use a strap for this one if you like, if it's long enough. But we're gonna sit nice and tall here, toes up towards the ceiling, and we slowly walk our heads forward with our straight back. If this is too much for you, you can always substitute one leg only for about 5 breaths, and then you switch the legs. And you'll be leaning forward this way. Okay, so you have options. Lean forward, keep walking forward with every exhale. See if you can pull a little bit further. If you're doing only half of it, switch the legs now, and we'll stay here for another rounds of 5 breaths. And then keep walking your hands forward, feeling the stretch in the inner thighs. And your hands a little bit forward. Last 2 breaths. And slowly walk yourself back up here. Beautiful. Bring those legs together. You're gonna lie down on the mats. Gonna finish with this final twist here. So we're gonna straight your left leg out, bring the right leg up into a tabletop-like position, hands up to a T, and you allow the leg to fall down towards the left side and looking towards the right. Feel free to use your left hand to gently pull down on that knee. If you are very flexible, you can grab that toe and straighten the leg out to the side. Again, your choice. I want you to concentrate more on that spinal twist. So as you breathe here, you can push gently those shoulder blades to the floor. Let's stay here for 5 more rounds of breath. And on your next exhale, gently bring the leg back to the center. Realign your body so it's nice and straight on your mat. Straighten the right leg this time. Left knee comes up into a tabletop-like position. And when ready, allow that leg to fall down. You can use the right hand to gently pull that knee down. You're looking towards the left. And you're breathing. Let's stay here for another 5 breaths. You always have the option of straightening that knee and holding onto your toes if you are flexible. The last breath. And releasing the hand. Exhale back to the center. Let's bring both knees towards our chest. Gently rock side to side. Pull those knees in towards your chest. Relax the shoulders. And on the exhale, pull the belly button and lift up towards the knees. You can grab yourself around those. Make yourself into a little tiny ball. And hold. And then gently releasing everything to the floor. Relax. We're gonna bring the knees back up into a tabletop. We're gonna cross the knees. And we're gonna pull those legs towards our body. If you want to, you can use a strap here. Strap under your feet and pull those in. Or you can hold on to your toes and pull those feet over to you, or the outer edges of your feet. It's like a shoelace but lying down. Feeling the stretch, last stretch. And then gently releasing. Let's switch the sides. So you can even cross the legs either on the floor or bring them up. And trying to grab your feet and pull them in. If this is too much for both feet, then just pull one in like this. Gently towards you. Breathe. The closer you pull the knees towards you, the more stretch you feel. 2 more breaths. And slowly release into the floor. Beautiful. Let those knees fall apart for a moment in a butterfly. And get yourself ready to Shavasana. So whichever way you like to finish your class, feel free to use any props. You can keep your feet together, knees apart in a butterfly. You can always use a block underneath your hips. And then let your legs straighten out, so you're stretching through the front of your thighs for your hip flexors here. Always nice to be in a supported bridge. So get yourself ready. And once you're there, turning your palms back up towards the ceiling. And I want you to breathe back into your belly. So belly expands with every inhale. And your belly contracts with every exhale. Allow your body to feel heavy, noticing the warmth you've created. Breathe. Slowly bring the awareness back to the body. And start your movement through your fingers, your toes. If you do have any props, please remove them now. And on your next inhale, bring the arms overhead towards the floor. Stretch your legs, nice long stretch through the body. You can gently grab onto your right wrist and pull it over, gently stretching through the side. And then switch the hands, so gently pull your wrist towards the left. And then turning onto your one side. Take a moment, 1 or 2 breaths before you push yourself up to seated. I'm gonna sit cross-legged here, straight back, long spine, shoulders down and away. You're gonna turn our palms up towards the ceiling. Second finger and your thumb are touching. Then you're gonna do 3 long breaths, in through the nose, out through our mouth. So inhale. Thank you all for joining me this Tuesday, and I hope to see you next week. Have a great rest of the week. From my heart to yours, namaste. I hope you all feel that you work your hips, and they're a little bit looser now, and hopefully see you next week. Bye.